Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, everyone. I am so excited to have you all today as we explore the world of coding and computer science. Now, we have an inspiring, resource-filled webinar planned for you. So let's get started. I am Janae Armand from Team Flip, and today we are looking at ways that Flip, Microsoft TEALS, MakeCode, and Minecraft can help you create opportunities for your scholars to use both their critical thinking skills and creativity while learning another valuable skill for the 21st century, which is coding. Now, many of you may have heard of the hour of code, but today we are going to go beyond that and we're going to unlock tomorrow's innovators. So, with that being said, we have with us some awesome friends across teams at Microsoft. They are experts at their craft. We have Tom O'Connell, New York Regional Manager at the Microsoft Philanthropies TEALS program. We have Jacqueline Russell, Product Manager from Microsoft MakeCode. We have Lila Bowman, Senior Program Manager and Executive Game Producer at Minecraft. So let's start by having each of you introduce yourselves and just tell us a little bit about your organization. So let's start with you, Tom.
Hey everybody, I'm Tom O'Connell. I live in New York City, New York, in Brooklyn. Hey, Brooklyn house. I used to be a teacher. I taught computer science here in Brooklyn, and I loved it so much that I was like, let's make other computer science teachers and help other teachers find the joy in teaching computer science. So now I am the New York Regional Manager for the Microsoft Philanthropies TEALS program. The TEALS program helps high schools to start equitable, inclusive computer science programs from the ground up, from your day one to your full course sequence, where kids get inspired to create things and potentially enter tech careers or just use tech in their everyday lives. I also help to run the Computer Science Teachers Association New York City chapter, where we make a lot of computer science education friends all the time. And I help to run our state coalition for computer science education to make sure that all teachers across the state are helping out students everywhere. So I'm excited to be here. Thank you so much for inviting me.
Well, Tom, I didn't know all the things that you did to advocate for coding and computer science. So thank you so much. And shout out to our partners at CSTA, the Computer Science Teacher Association. I'm sure we have so many of their educators right here tuning in either live or on demand. What a great organization. All right, so we are going to pass the ball over to Jacqueline from MakeCode.
Hi, everybody. It's nice to be spending virtual time with you today. So I'm calling in from Seattle, Washington. It's already pretty dark outside and it's only 4 o'clock our time. So the winter is definitely set in. So I work as a product manager for MakeCode, which means I sort of do a lot of customer research to figure out what students and educators need and want. I help plan and release product updates and then do a lot of kind of training and kind of getting the word out type things like this. So MakeCode, for those of you who may not know, is a free educational product. So I'm just going to pull up a slide real quick. Let's see. Can I do that?
Yeah, or I can pull up whichever one you want.
Okay, perfect. So if you just go to makecode.com, you'll see this. This is essentially what it is. It's free educational online tool to teach computer science in, we hope, a really fun, engaging way. So with MakeCode, you can see you can create your own arcade games, so retro style, pixel-based arcade games online. You can code physical computing devices like the microbit, and you can also code in Minecraft. So, and MakeCode includes both, drag and drop block-based programming for beginners, as well as text-based coding with both JavaScript and Python.
And Jacqueline, did I hear you say that this is 100% free?
That's right. Yep.
All teachers out there,
That's right.
free coding resources readily available at your fingertips with Microsoft MakeCode. So definitely check this out. Lots of great resources here. So now we're going to pass it on to Lila from Minecraft. How are you today?
I'm great. I'm actually calling in from Miami because I have gone home for vacation. But normally, right now, I'd normally be in the dark with Jacqueline. I am, yeah, that's what I'm in the sun right now. It's great. I work on Minecraft education, and I really focus on all things computer science. I'm also a former teacher. I was in the classroom and an administrator for about, I used to say 14 years, but I actually counted, and I think actually it was 16, 16 years. I've been on the Minecraft team for about 3, and love the fact that I'm surrounded by partners that Minecraft works so closely with. I'm a member of CSTA Miami, of course. Minecraft and MakeCode, we're joined at the hip where we make our content together. And of course, Flip is where I started doing Minecraft stuff a long time ago, to share all of the great ways that kids could share their builds in Flip. Minecraft is the most popular video game in the world. Over 1 trillion views on YouTube, and we've been around. Next year will be 15 years. And Minecraft education is the education arm of Minecraft, and where we use the game that kids love to build in and love to create in and love to make in. And we've created tools just for teachers to be able to manage their classrooms and teach critical skills in a way that's really so much more fun to learn, especially computer science, which I think is our superpower in Minecraft and our partnership with MakeCode. So we build games like the Hour of Code, and we have a full progression. That means you can start just with kindergarten and teach and learn about computational thinking, and go from block all the way to Python. In Minecraft. And we've also added cybersecurity actually in the last couple of months to our computer science progression. We know that digital fluency is critical, and our kids being safe online is so important. And so cybersecurity is part of computer science and is part of these digital fluency skills. And so we're just adding to our opportunities for teachers to be able to learn with it.
That is incredible. Should we roll that promo video?
I would love you to.
All right.
Because if you don't know what Minecraft is, if you've been having, I like to say under a rock, here's what it looks like.
Yes. Here we go.
Oop, that's my link.
It's a good link, but that's good.
Tackle the hardest problems, learn about ancient worlds, and tell fantastic stories. Minecraft education empowers learners everywhere to connect in new ways far beyond the classroom and build a better world with the power of play.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, one of the things that we have inside Minecraft that what you could not see in the video is that we actually are, and you cannot do this in regular Minecraft, is in Minecraft education, we have code builders. So MakeCode can be visible inside the game. We say press the agent or press C to code, and then you have access to MakeCode inside the game to be able to code anything inside of Minecraft.
That's awesome. I think just that play aspect too, right? We learn by doing. And when I think about that word play, it's that curiosity, trying to figure things out, right? And so that's so beautiful. So if you're tuning in today, feel free to take snapshots, post your favorite photos and moments, give shout outs, ask questions, anything really on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, using the handles at Microsoft Flip, at TEALS Program, at MS MakeCode, at Playcraft Learn. Shout us out, give us some love, and let us know you're here with us. And if you haven't already, pop in where you're tuning in from in the chat. We'll love to see who's tuning in today. So let's get started with our first topic. Now, those of you out here, raise your hand if you believe coding and computer science is essential for creating future-ready learners. Look, now more than ever, right? Especially in this world of AI. But you know what? I remember 7 years ago, prior to me joining Team Flip, I served on a digital literacy and computer science course of it was a task force for a course of study for the Alabama State Department of Education. It was our goal to ensure that every student moved from being a consumer to a creator. And the state was one of the early adopters of computer science standards for all students. Now, think about that. That was 7 years ago, right? And we are still working and fighting to ensure that every student has the opportunity to have courses in coding and computer science. And we know we're not there yet, right? And that's why we're coming together to be able to do something about it and have a starting point. So I have a question for you all. Why is coding and computer science essential in the 21st century?
You want to go? I'll go.
Go for it. Go for it.
Okay.
I went last time.
Well, when I'm in classrooms and I'm talking to teachers, I just think about the fact that look all around you. Whether it's on your smart board, it's on your wrist, it's, maybe sitting in front of you or in your back pocket. Computing is entirely all around you and around our students. And yeah, as you mentioned, Renea, there's a big difference between being a passive consumer of technology or being an active creator with it. And now more than ever, being an active creator is so much easier than it used to be. I was intimidated by computer science and I didn't think I had a space in it. And now the tools have become, I have mentors, I have people, like Jacqueline, people that we see that are making with code. And so not only is it around us, but we have tools that make it so much easier. If you don't have those skills, you're disempowered. You can't fully participate in life. And so the reason why I think coding and computer science awareness and creation are essential skills is because to be a fully active citizen, to have agency in the decisions that you make in life, for our children to be able to be fully empowered to choose the future that they want, computer science and understanding what that means is essential. It's a social imperative, not just about a job.
Absolutely. I wanted to build on that, especially, and talk about like problem solving is basically what we're teaching. Computational thinking is just problem solving using computers, learning how to figure things out. So we have volunteers that we put into classrooms as a part of the Microsoft TEALS program. And I tell them all the time, like, you need to tell kids, you need to be honest. Like, your job is just figuring out what the problem is and like searching for the way to get to the solution. That's it. And it's all about learning, being curious, really. I love that you said like computer science is all around us. When I walk out my door, I don't just see like stoplights and a bus and a car. I see like, these are the things that are being guided by technology, guided by code. They have to be programmed in certain ways. And, decisions are being made using technology and using data in ways that, we really need to know about, especially on our phones, right? So the more kids know and the more they get a little more encouraged toward that curious part of how does everything work, the more you can kind of drive their learning in any subject area. And it's the same thing with all the other subject areas too, right? So like social studies is all about data, right? Learning timelines and learning about what happened when. There's a lot of interesting connections you can make if you get that computational thinking mindset in other subject areas and also in your daily life.
I love it. And you said something really interesting to me. You just broke it down. I think terminology sometimes, if someone does not have the experience with it, it can be a little daunting to try something new, right? But you mentioned that computing is nothing but problem solving utilizing a computer. Well, if we think about it, we kind of do this on an everyday basis sometimes without even knowing and thinking, right, about what it is that we're implementing. And so thank you so much, Tom, for mentioning that for everyone. Jacqueline, what are your thoughts here?
Yeah, no, I think it's a really interesting question. I think, to Lila and Tom's point, it's absolutely imperative to know how technology works to understand the world around us because we live in a digital economy. But I will also say that, it is important to prepare students for their future jobs and careers as well. I mean, I think education that's the purpose, right? I think, there's a really good quote from Malcolm X where he says, education is the passport to the future, for tomorrow belongs to those who prepare for it today. And no matter what students decide to do, whether they become, a chef or a farmer or whatever it is, like they're going to need to know some basic computational skills because technology has infused everything, right? From, setting menus for your restaurant to helping you harvest crops and, things like that. So basic computational skills will be required in any job that students go into.
That's a great point. And, even when you mentioned that quote, it made me think, okay, now if those who prepare themselves for the future will be ready, what are we doing as educators to help our students along the way, right? That's the question that I'm asking myself. So to our next question, what are some of the most innovative ways that you may have seen coding or computer science or computing being used in the classroom?
Go ahead, Lila. Do you want to go first?
I was pointing at you.
Oh, yeah. So I think that there's a perception with computer science that it's difficult and boring. And so, we're really trying to dispel that perception. I think a lot of kids that I talk to, oh, it's just typing these weird characters into a terminal window or it's only for, the nerdy boys or whatever, right? And so I love to see when educators are, actively dispelling this myth in their classrooms, who are using computer science in super fun, engaging ways that really allow students to express their creativity. And I'm a big fan of Stu Lowe. I don't know if you all know him. He's active on Twitter, but he's a teacher in Hong Kong that uses MakeCode, of course. So we love him for that. But he just does amazing projects with his students, both from a game-based, coding aspect as well as physical computing. So, and I don't know, do we have a chance to play this little video clip from Stu?
Sure, we sure can. Let me add that in for you.
And teachers in Hong Kong. So we use Microsoft MakeCode to bring student inventions to life, be that in MakeCode Arcade, coding amazing games while applying math knowledge, or through Microbit coded with MakeCode. And what we like best, whether or not you're coding robots or electronic fashion wearable thingies, or even coding in Minecraft, it's a universal interface across all of those, and it's great for the students to just be able to move from one to the other really easily. So in just 60 seconds, here is an amazing invention that's coded in MakeCode using Microbit, and let's see what we can do with it. So I hope you can also make something awesome.
Oh my goodness. Make something awesome with MakeCode. I mean, Jacqueline, the first thing that came to mind was all of those projects my students did in second grade almost 20 years ago, y'all. And what they could be doing with a microbit and coding with MakeCode, just taking things to a totally different level. Tell me more, Jacqueline. Like, I am now like zoned in. Like, tell us what.
I mean, I think, anytime an educator, you don't have to be like amazing, crazy like Stu, right? Anytime an educator tries to incorporate, student agency and creativity into some of these, computer science lessons, I think is goodness, right? So, Stu's amazing, but you don't have to do like all of the things that he does. I know, like in the UK, they're looking at incorporating data science and computer science, right? So, modules about sort of environmental sustainability and collecting sensor data from the microbit and having students analyze that, that's also great too. So, really, these cross-curricular lessons are a great way to kind of incorporate more computer science. And I know Lila has a bunch of those as well that the Minecraft team is doing too.
Awesome. So, Lila, since Jacqueline just mentioned you, what are some innovative ways that you've seen coding and computer science being implemented in the classroom?
So again, like as Jacqueline mentioned, the anytime you incorporate computer science in the classroom, it is goodness. I love that word, right? And it's, for me, it's create the opportunities when you have a kid who didn't see themselves, didn't see any sense of identity in that space, when they had that moment of like, I'm good at that. I want to learn more. As Tom was saying, you're sparking curiosity, and that might not seem like an innovative word, but as we're all teachers, we live for that moment, and that is innovation as an educator, right? That is when we know we have our craft down because we've made opportunities for the student to discover that in themselves. So on the Minecraft side, yeah, we've created all kinds of games that are directed. So which means a student is just following prompts in the game, and they're learning how to code as they're essentially like discovering that they're the hero of a story. Hour of Code is a great place to start. So this year we have a game called Generation AI, where they actually play the role of innovators of the future in AI. So they've learned that they've invented all of these things from being like an automated like lunch serve. Because like, for example, I learned that my cafeteria served really bad food, and I want to, improve how the cafeteria I wanted to give the chefs more time so they could improve those recipes. So I created an automated food dispenser, but I found out my invention was broken because I didn't make it responsible enough. So we create these scenarios where students learn about different kinds of coding, but they also learn that innovation's in their hands. So we have games like Hour of Code. Last year was Escape the State. So they had to talk about problem solving. They had to go and figure out how to escape this mansion and get a quote unquote million emeralds. If you play the game, you know it's a cookie. And from experiences that are like that to something that we're actually going to be announcing really soon, but I'll just give a little sneak peek, where students can learn how to not only make their own and code their own mini games inside of Minecraft, but that they're shareable and that you can compete in them. Because there's nothing better to create something cool in a game or make a game and then share it with your best friend so that they can have fun with something that you've made. Social coding is so critical. And so we know our students want to be able to be together. And I think that on the Minecraft side, that's where we are pushing innovation in being able to empowering students to be able to do more. To make more social coding opportunities available, incorporating AI, and really digging in the opportunity for kids to create their own portfolios of work.
Awesome. You know what? Let's take a moment to get a sneak peek into the Generation AI. So here we go.
Minecraft Education invites you to a fun set of puzzles. solve problems using code, and see how AI can make our lives easier. Help it follow directions and play fair. Download Minecraft Education and do an hour of code today.
Awesome. So that's the generation AI that Lila shared a little earlier. So like, I'm gonna move it over to Tom because I know Microsoft TEALS is primarily in high schools. Is that correct, Tom?
Yes.
So tell us, like, what are the innovative things our high school educators are doing with coding and computer science?
Absolutely. And of course, we're placing volunteers in classrooms. So we try to make them the spark in trying to find what's interesting to kids, like what brings kids joy and relating it to computer science in some way. Because, they have an expansive knowledge base from working in the field, right? So I've seen teachers, I love when teachers work together across the building. They do the coolest things, especially with tools like the microbit, where they can collect sensor data. So I've had a CS teacher work with a gym teacher to collect kid data during gym class, and then actually like visualize the data during computer science class and like make draw inferences and conclusions. I've had a CS teacher work with a theater teacher so that kids could design sets for the upcoming play at their school, right? And then kids can find like, oh, this is something I'm interested in. Here's how it relates to data, to coding, to computer science. Here's how I can potentially see it in a career that includes my interests, includes what I really like, and is updated to the 21st century, because we know that most jobs are going to involve computing in some way in the future. And the volunteers in our classrooms really help to like put that glue together. I also wanted to brag on one of Lila's projects in New York City, or a big New York City project that includes Minecraft education. New York City Public Schools works on a partnership with Microsoft called Battle of the Boroughs. It's a big Minecraft build challenge across the city where kids from different schools compete to try to solve problems in their community on a replica of New York City built in Minecraft. Just amazing. So they try to improve their communities, make it more green, make transportation better. This year, they're working on building solutions for a particular community space to bring more integration into their communities. It's the coolest thing ever. I just think that's like doing this stuff at scale and involving the community. Like the mayor comes to the big final cup. Yes, and kids get super excited about this stuff. They're solving real world problems and getting really excited about computer science.
I love that, Tom. And there were some themes you brought out. Number one, it starts with what brings you joy, right?
Yeah.
Thinking about the students' passions, right? Because coding has a place in all of those passions, right? And then two, the power of a community. Just hearing the stories of how the teachers partner together to make real life experiences very meaningful for their students in real time. That is huge. And then once again, the communities coming together across New York for the Battle of the Boroughs and really, supporting students in their work with coding and computer science. All of our students need an authentic purpose and audience, right? And so what a great way that they can also showcase some of their skills. Shout out to Amy. Thanks, Amy, for tuning in and letting us know how amazing this event is. I do believe that there's videos of this event online as well. Tom, look, he is great, y'all. So if you're curious, we have that link there. Maybe we can get that in the chat as well. So one thing I want to mention, we are living in the world of AI right now. And so one of my favorite educators, who is a CS educator, his name is Victor Hicks. And so I want to just play what Victor is thinking about when it comes to AI right now.
In education.
I'm excited to see AI come into education. And anyone that knows Coach Hicks knows I'm always talking about getting kids prepared for the information age. What I think that AI will do, if used correctly in the classroom, is transform learning. That transformation is a long time coming, but I think that anything that empowers students It gives them agency. Now, how we will assess them and how we will determine mastery of learning, of course, will have to change. But as educators, we're lifelong learners. So I welcome the change. I welcome the excitement. I welcome the innovation that AI in education is sure to bring.
Yes. And, the excitement is already here in so many different ways. And, one thing that Victor said is that, this is going to transform. And I know right now, as I'm learning, you can learn how to code through AI. You can ask whether it's your AI chatbots. My personal favorite is Copilot, right inside of Microsoft, to help you with various codes or figuring out certain types of code. So even if you want to self-learn, you now have a companion readily available for you. But I want to know from you all, how can educators really encourage students to continue coding beyond CS Ed Week? We know CS Ed Week just ended, but we don't want to stop there. We don't want to just have an hour of code in our classroom. How can educators really take this across the curriculum into subjects such as math, science, social studies, language arts, as Tom mentioned, PE, gym, theater, anything? What would you share with our educators for just encouraging them to continue beyond this week?
Can we put up the Microsoft Computer Science Education Week resource guide on the screen?
Oh, absolutely. Here we go. Let's
that's
see.
the old one. There we go. Perfect. So all of our teams at Microsoft got together along with all of our partners, including Code.org and the Computer Science Teachers Association, to put together, just for you, the Computer Science Education Week resource guide, which answers this question: what can you do next? What's your next step? There's a ton of opportunities to find resources, to get some training, to get your students into amazing programs as well. So, of course, I want to highlight joining your Computer Science Teachers Association chapter, your local chapter, and the national organization is in there. I'm sporting my CSTA cup over here. That's finding your network to really figure out what other teachers have done in your local area, and also connect you with potential training to figure out what you can do next. Their conference is coming up next summer in Las Vegas, but they also host lots of local chapter events where you can find out what CS teachers are doing in your neighborhood. Our partners at Code.org are also always training teachers, making amazing resources. They have a link in there as well. And of course, if you'd like to apply for your high school to join the Microsoft Philanthropies TEALS program, we are, of course, featured. That's to help you develop a multi-year rollout of what does computer science look like inside your high school? What is the training that you need? We'll get you industry volunteers to support you along the way. It's a really robust program if you're building out the high school opportunities for your students.
Amazing. And I love that, the volunteers come from so many various organizations. So it also gives your students the opportunity to have a mentor that's in the field. So definitely check out Microsoft TEALS as well as the CS resource guide. It is free, readily available, and curated with love from your team over here at Microsoft. So let's see, Lila, what would you say to educators to continue beyond this hour of code?
Well, we participated in that CS resource guide, so definitely avail yourself of that. We also, I think I have a slide that I made also, Janae, around resources. So on the Minecraft education side, we have a really vibrant Facebook community called Teachers Lounge. I would definitely join. It's like 7,500 right now strong and growing like crazy. And teachers are always posting about what they're doing in terms of computer science and coding every single day. They're either using content that we have, or creating their own, or asking questions. So join our community. That's a great place to start. Find people that are interested in the same thing that you are, and share ideas. Or I'm a lurker. I learned so much just from what people post. We also have a computer science landing page. And what that landing page does is it introduces you to our different collections. So whether you're a second grade teacher or you're a high school teacher, we break down our content, and so you can begin where you're at. We also have other hours of code, because hour of code, I used to be a history teacher a long time ago. We had a project that was called History in a Day, which was really like a year-long project. And I think hour of code is the same way. You can do hour of code any time in the year. We have other hours of code, so you could use that as a unit or as a one-day experience. I have a curriculum guide there. I know standards are so important. We have to teach to our standards. And so we've aligned our computer science content to both CSTA and ISTE standards, but we've also aligned them across the curriculum. So with skills. So if you're teaching a particular skill, you can find a piece of content that fits to what you're trying to teach. And we're also actually also offering now funded professional learning opportunities, which means if you're interested in just beginning your journey in computer science and coding with Minecraft and MakeCode, right now, go ahead to aka.ms/MCE DU training, MC Edu training. I made that. I've been told that I'm accenting the wrong syllables, so there you go. It's written right in front of you. But what that does is essentially it's a form. Fill it out, and we're offering either virtual or face-to-face training right now in computer science and coding. So it doesn't really matter where you are in terms of the level or your proficiency. We want to make sure that you and your cohorts of teachers around you can begin your journeys.
So if you're watching, don't miss out on this opportunity. There's funded professional learning readily available. So Lila, thank you so much for sharing that. And Jacqueline, let us know, what would you share for educators to continue beyond this week?
Yeah, I mean, I think I would just pick up what Lila mentioned, begin where you're at. Really, you don't, most of us, don't necessarily have a background in computer science or degrees in computer science, right? And that's okay. Baby steps, really. There's a wealth of resources out there. And so find ways to insert computing, where it makes sense for you and for your curriculum. And then the other thing I would say is I think the biggest challenge we have is to show students, and when I say students, I mean every student. So including girls, Hispanic, Black, Indigenous students, right? That technology and computing is for them. They belong in this field, right? And so, I think it's super important to meet students where they are. So things like games, Minecraft, great format for students to learn coding because they're already familiar and super engaged with it, right? So that's the other thing that I would say.
I love that. Thank you so much, Jacqueline. And yes, CS is for all. So, once again, you as an educator, you have the opportunity to model and to inspire and to empower our students with the opportunities that you bring to them. So, once again, join these wonderful opportunities such as professional development for yourself. With Flip, we have free professional development as well. As you heard, all the MakeCode worlds are free. Everything inside of MakeCode is free. And I also want to share just some other resources that's available to you as we wrap up. So if you have not heard, if you go to copilot.microsoft.com, here is your AI companion, okay? And so if you don't even know where to start here. Ask Copilot, how might I implement coding and computer science in a lesson that I'm teaching today, right? And you will be amazed at the resources that are provided to you. In addition to that, I will say that At Microsoft Flip, we try to ensure that every student and teacher has high quality opportunities for learning. So if you go right inside of our Flip Discovery Library, you're going to find a multitude of topics, almost 50,000 topics. Y'all help us get to 50,000 in the next year. But you will see that our team really spends the time in crafting topics, across our partners, across educators that's in the Flip community. So you will see trending topics. And as you can see, some of the trending topics are ones centered in coding and computer science, such as women's history with computer science, right? We just talked about how everyone needs to see themselves in this field, right? So that we have building a lunar habitat with an hour of code with Tinker Coding. We have Minecraft hour of code with Timecraft. We have another topic, Black Americans in computer science. So you see that there's a wealth of resources for your students. In addition, we have partners such as Minecraft Education, Code.org, NASA, Tinker, and so many others that have ready to launch topics right inside of Discovery. And to help you out, so you don't have to go through that 50,000 topics, we have created a collection just for you called Coding and Computer Science. So just navigate over to Discovery right inside of Flip, inside of your Flip account when you log in, and you'll see these resources readily available for you. So we are coming to a close now. Tom, Jacqueline, Lila, I just want to say thank you for your time today, but also for just being a champion for all kids to learn these essential skills of coding and computer science. When we jump into it and see that coding and computer science is fun and engaging, it taps into our critical thinking skills, and it also allows our students to collaborate and challenge each other's thinking, all while creating those new possibilities for our scholars. So thank you once again for just sharing the love of what you do. As Tom said, that joy and that passion just resonates from you. I felt it today. I know you make an impact on so many educators that you're working with, and those educators are going to pass that fire on to their students. So every educator watching out here, I just want to say thank you to you as well. We want you to also share your expertise with us. So, Flip is a great way to bring people together, right? And I always say, if you can think it, you can flip it. So my challenge for you is to first think about what you can implement or ideas you've already implemented and ask yourself, could I create a flip topic to transform this? Okay. And so one easy way to start is to join our Think It, Flip It group and share ideas you have implemented or areas you're excited to explore at flip.com/Think It, Flip It. So today has been so fun. Thanks for spending your precious time with us. And on behalf of Flip, our amazing guests, Tom, Jacqueline, and Lila, thank you for joining us. Do y'all want to say final words?
Thank you for being here. And yeah, absolutely. Coding and CS for everyone.
Yes. And make sure all the teachers are having fun too. This is enjoy it. It's a great time. You'll have a
coding and cocktails could be fun, right, Tom?
We've done it. And you call me. Let's go.
All right. Well, don't forget to share a screenshot of your favorite moment and tag us at Microsoft Flip, at Playcraft Learn, at MS Code, at TEALS Program. I think I got them all in one. We are here to fully support you. So please reach out to us, and anyone on our teams will be glad to see you along your CS journey. So with that being said, bye-bye, everyone.
Thanks for listening in, everybody.